Hey there, my name is Leslie Paziak, and I just want to thank you for joining me in this video, in this live event. Gosh, that light's a little bright. Maybe we'll have to shift it a little bit. Yeah, that seems a little bit better. No, the reason I chose to do this live event today was because I noticed that for quite some time there's a lot of us truly struggling with our spirituality, and even if it's not our spirituality, it's our individual worth and the importance. Sometimes we don't feel like our lives really hold that much value, or we're not certain what our value is. And in this, I just like to take some time to spend with you. If you have questions, please put it in the chat. But let's just take some time and really answer some of those questions for you, because I know that it's an important time in history right now, and I just kind of want to share some of the things that I've learned. So the first thing that I really want to talk about, and really the most important, is the eternal value of our lives. And I can't press upon you the sheer significance, the heightened importance of not, I'm talking about your life, but not just our own individual lives, but the lives of everybody. Each and every person comes into this world with a specific, it's a life mission. We're here as humans on our life mission, but we also have a soul purpose. And our soul purpose is the meaning, one of the most crucial meanings behind our lives. And one of the things that's really important, I think, that I was never explained, and that I really want to point out in this video, this is the highlight of this video, is that we all have what's called divine guidance. We all have the ability to tap into the divine guidance. This is not religious. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with our beliefs, our faith, rituals, anything. What this has to do with is us as individuals. We as individuals have this ability to be able to tap into this divine guidance. And it's really important that everybody learns this. And as I said, it doesn't matter your religion, because God has many names. It's stated in the Christian Bible even. God has many names. And there are many belief systems. And they were all given to humanity so that we could find a road or an avenue back to the divine. Because each belief system holds a piece of the puzzle. And if you put all of them together, you can see the path from the very beginning of time until now, that this has been occurring for a long time. The struggle that I know that I had, and that all of that I know that I've seen other people have, is how do you tap into that? How do you get into it? How do you utilize that divine guidance so that we can really fulfill this purpose that our soul is here to fulfill? And this is really the foundation of knowing your eternal worth. And the way that you tap into it is by looking within yourself. Now, if you haven't, if you're not familiar with my story, I'd like to just suggest to you that before we go further, when this video's over, when this live event's over, go back to into my YouTube channel and look at my story. Read this, really watch that short video on my story, because it will tell you a lot. about why I do the things that I'm doing and the importance behind it. And it doesn't matter what you've done in your lifetime, what you could be ashamed of, the things, it doesn't, nothing. God doesn't hold anything against us, which is why Christ died on the cross, is to let us know that there's nothing that we can do that does not warrant the forgiveness from the divine Father, the divine Creator. What happens is us. We block ourselves. We block ourselves with false beliefs about not only ourselves, but of others and the world around us. And when we can remove these blockages by really processing them correctly, gaining a better understanding of who we are as an individual, it peels back all those layers so that that divine guidance can come into us. I think it's really important for me to also share that when I went on this healing journey, I actually visited a lot of these religions and churches and really searching for God, wondering, where are you? And wondering why I couldn't find him, because I could see him in everybody else, but I couldn't feel him here. I could see him out there, but I couldn't, there was something inside of me that was missing. And when I started looking around and really questioning the different churches that I visited, the different belief systems, all these other practices, well, they're not real. Well, they're not real. They're not real because they're not working for me. But I went outside of it, and I could see on the faces of people in attendance and practicing these belief systems, all having a look on their face. You could feel the divine within them. You could see that it wasn't an outer experience, but yet an inner experience that they were having with their creator. Not everybody had it, but there were those that did. And when they did, it was the most beautiful thing to witness. So if if you're involved in a certain belief system or religion or what have you, trying to find your way, and you're questioning your religion, your beliefs, what have you, look around your environment. Really look at the people that are surrounding you, because they're the ones that are going to show you that it's true, that this belief is true, that divinity really does exist. And it's something that many people experience. Many people experience. But does it mean that you aren't worthy? Does it mean that you've been a bad person, or that you've done something that's so horrific that God just isn't going to pay attention to you? No, not at all. Because that's what I thought. I thought that I must have done something in some other lifetime that really made God angry. But that's not the truth. The truth is, God wanted me to find him in here, inside of me, not externally. He wanted me to know him internally. And that, my friends, is the difference. That's the difference. So often we get into situations where we pray to God, God help me out, and it just gets worse and worse, and we don't understand why it's not getting better when we pray. And when we're asking God to help us get through something, it's because he's trying to show us the way. But these beliefs that we have within ourselves blocks our ability to really see and receive this information. And this is when we have to look inside. We have to know who we are, truly, and understand why we're here. We are here to grow our souls. We are here to grow our souls by contributing in a positive manner towards humanity. Does this mean that all of our experiences in life are going to be roses? No. No. And it's in those challenging times that we have that, and the choices and decisions that we make from those times that build who we are so that we can change the aspects of the outer world. For instance, when you have a negative or a traumatic experience in your life, which many of us have, and it's painful and it's hurtful and we don't understand them and we just wonder why. But it's what we do with these experiences that really matter. It's what we do with them and how, and the choices and decisions that we make. Are we making it from within ourselves, from within that deep within that spiritual guidance to make those changes? Or are we reacting with anger, frustration, revenge, regrets? What are we doing with them? Because when choices and decisions are made in our best interest, they're always made from a place of peace and harmony. And when we follow that internal guidance within us, people call it your gut instinct, people call it your intuition, whatever we want to call it, that is your divine guidance. And this is what leads you forward. Now, I'll share shortly, just briefly, why I say these things. Because there was a time in my life 17 years ago when I had to really, truly start all over again. From a place of being really mentally, emotionally a 5-year-old. A 5-year-old. I had to learn how to live all over again because God had hit the reset button on my life. And I melted down completely, mentally and physically. It was the hardest thing that I've ever experienced, but it was the greatest experience that I've ever had in my life. Would I ever do it again? Not for your life. Not for your life. Because essentially I shouldn't really be here. In all reality, I shouldn't be here. But through the grace of God, through the grace of the Holy Divine Creator, call him God, call him whatever you want to call it, is the savings grace that allowed me to be here today. And when this happened to me, and I had a second chance to start over, and if you are in a position where you are having to start over in whether it's a relationship, whether it's in your entire life, whatever it is, if you have gone through something that has just been really, really tough for you, and you're having to start over and you're feeling hopeless, you're feeling drained, you're feeling like, what do I do and how do I start? Start within yourself. You have to start within yourself. That is how I did it. I started over again by looking within me, by figuring out who I was. And the same thing is available to you. And it's not that you're being punished, it's that you're given a second chance. When we have these experiences or we're in these situations where certain things just keep piling up, say it's even a marriage. What if you're involved in a marriage where your spouse doesn't come home, or they are not attentive? There's no intimacy in the marriage. There's no bond there. There's something missing. All these things and all these different occasions add up, and it's something telling you that changes need to be made because you're not happy, and they're okay. It's okay to make these changes, and it's okay to pay attention to what your internal dialogue is telling you. This is the way you not only discover your way through life. This is not only, let's call it your lighthouse or your direction, your guidance system. This is how we get through our lives, is by paying attention to what we're feeling internally, not always what our brain thinks. When we have these emotions that are just out of control and negative, like stress and regret or fear, or not regret, but like stress and fear and anxiety, those are the times. That's because of our thoughts are creating those emotions, right? So shut off with the emotions and start having thoughts about what is in your best interest. What is going to help me become calmer? What is going to balance me to my balance, my peace and harmony? What's going to bring me a peace and harmony in this situation so that I can make the best decision? And the reason I'm saying this is because, we get in these positions and we feel like our eternal, that we have no value. We have no value because the things around us are just going to hell. But that's not the case. That's not the case. What's happening is that your life is, there's a reset button being set on your life. And it's a second opportunity for you to start over again, because the Holy Divine knows that whatever you're doing, it's just not the right thing. And this happens in many cases, many, many cases. A lot for me, it was I gave too much and I didn't pay attention to me. Sometimes we're taking too much and not paying attention to others. Whatever it is, it's an opportunity to hit that reset button. Well, actually, the reset button is being set and hit, and it's trying to let you know that some changes are available. Changes are available to you. This is the opportunity to make those changes. Do you have to be more considerate and kind to yourself? Or are you looking to be more, or is it that maybe you need to be a little bit more compassionate to others? Only you know these things. Only you know these things. Sometimes we just need to figure them out. But anything external is not going to give us the answers, because it's the external environments that cause these beliefs, these false beliefs. When we don't base our belief system on what's inside of us, the external environment will hand you opportunities to guarantee and solidify what's going on within you. And if there's not a lot of happiness and a lot of confidence and a lot of security going on within you, it's going to hand you opportunities or experiences that aren't going to serve you. And my friends, you have to be here and you have to see your value. We're all in this together. There are many positive changes taking place in the world right now. And look to those positive changes. Our oceans are being cleaned up. They're saying by 2040, 90% of our oceans will be cleaned up. Certain things in our food systems are being exposed, and our food system is going to be is the next to be cleaned up. Life is a gift to us, and humanity is being given a second opportunity. This is the final opportunity that we have to really see our value and how important we are. We often wonder why certain things keep repeating in our lives. Why do you just keep attracting the same people? There's no good men left. There's no good women left. There's, everything's gone. Well, that's just not the case. It's just not the case. And we wonder why we keep experiencing the same things over and over again. It's, perhaps it's a different theater, but the same movie, right? That's a pretty good analogy. When our soul comes in to our bodies and we start our life, right? We're giving opportunity to make those differences that our soul came here to make. And when we face adversity, there's a choice to be made. And you can either choose to react in an aspect of personal growth, or you can choose to act in a defensive manner, in a defensive manner is really the only one I can think of. But the proper way and the best way when we go through these experiences to really look at them, really look at these experiences that are creating these limiting beliefs about ourselves, about others, and about the world around us. When we can take the next step, right? And we can look within ourselves and say, what is mine? What is true to me? What do I believe about this situation right here and now to be my personal truth for what I know at this time? What do I believe within me? When you find that belief that's true, you'll know it's true. And this is how you're going to know if it's true, because you are going to come to a place of peace. You're going to come to a place of balance. And balance comes from peace and harmony. When you can make a decision, and when your decision allows that balance coming from that place of peace and harmony, because you looked within yourself for the answers, not externally, but all internally. What is true for you? Because what is true for you is not the same as what's true for another person. So when you seek validation, or you seek, when we seek validation outside of us, or we seek confirmation outside of us, it's not true. It's not our personal truth. The only way we can really know if it's our personal truth is if we make it from a place within ourselves, from that place of peace and harmony, so that we can have balance. And when we can walk through our lives, going through our lives, no matter what happens externally, and maintaining that internal balance, mentally and emotionally, are we going to be thrown off? Yeah, we are. But we just have to gain it back. And we gain it back by processing it, by processing who we are inside. And knowing who you are is the first step. Who are you? What do you believe about you? What do you believe about others? What is it that you want to bring into this world? What do you value? What do you truly believe that comes from within you that you know is true? What are those things? When you figure out who you are, when we figure out who we are and why we're here, that means knowing who we are and discovering and creating our purpose. And we live from that core knowing, because we're following that divine guidance. Truly, you will understand your eternal value, and it's priceless. It is priceless. And no matter, I can honestly say that personally, I've tried almost everything to do it my way. And it doesn't work. You know, we can close ourselves off to so much stuff, and we just think we have all the answers for ourselves, which, you know, we do, but they don't come from here. They come from in here. We have all those answers within ourselves, but they have to come from our internal knowing, from a soulful level of what is true about us. And that comes with accepting our strengths and understanding them, looking at our weaknesses and understanding them. And does it mean that people just get to walk all over us? No, it doesn't mean that people get to walk all over us. What it means is we're going to take responsibility for ourselves, and we're going to decide and determine who we are. We're going to determine our value so that we can then live the life that we choose to live. Because you're not here, and nobody's here by accident. And if you watching this video think that you are here by an accident, or that you're not worthy, or that nobody cares about you, or you've made so many mistakes and hurt so many people, or you've been hurt so much you're numb, I get it. I get it. Believe me, I get it. Watch the video on when I had to start over. Because it was that starting over that gave me freedom to be me and to be okay being me. If you're interested to learn more about this, I want to invite you to a masterclass that I'm going to be holding on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It will be Tuesday mornings and Thursday evenings. I'd like to invite you to attend that. And if by chance you're saying the masterclass is an introduction to a course that I have and a mentorship program. And there's 3 different ways, actually there's 4, that you can really get involved in this. And the first one is just by being a solo, just doing it on your own, looking into you. There's certain aspects of our lives where things seem to be going really well for us, but inside we feel like something's missing. Like there's something missing. All of life's good, but something's missing. That if you're in that position, try that solo journey. Try a solo journey. And you don't have to worry, because there's an option where you're not going to really have to be on your own, that I have built in a few things in there so that you don't fail, so that there's no chance of failing. Then there's a second option where you can grow with others, which I think is the most meaningful. I think it's the second option to do this mentorship with others. I think is really important, because it'll put you into a community of others that are learning the same thing. Because the world needs to come together. People need to come together and really start learning from each other. And the masterclass will explain that more as well, if you're not quite sure. Then there's a third way that I've created, and this third option is that if you really are in a position where you just say, you know what, Leslie, I just want to start, and I just want to start now, and I want to get it done. I want to get it over with. Set me up. Let's just nail through it. Set me up. I have created an opportunity where I will come to you. I will travel to you for 3 days, and we will together very intensely go through and set you up for success. And the rest of it will just fall into place. There are a lot more options available, and there's a lot to it. But if you truly want to just hammer it out and say, you know what, I've had enough, I just want to nail it down, take a third option where I travel to you for 3 days and we really get that together. And then there's a fourth option. And this is for people that are outside of the US and Canada, because obviously I can't travel, all over the world. But it's an opportunity to do the same thing, only it's going to be done online for the same amount of time. It's just not meeting one-on-one. It's just meeting online under the same format as the one-on-one in-person option. So there are essentially 4 options, 3 options, but one, if you're living outside the US and Canada, that really will help you come to this place of inner knowing, this place of allowing your Creator to guide you through your life. Because that's why we're here. That's why we're here. You know, our divine Creator knew that this was not going to be easy for any of us. And He didn't just throw us to the wolves or throw us in a pen and expect us to fight it out. That's just not how it works. He gave us everything we need from the moment we came into this life. Just some of it we weren't aware of it. And when I started over, I wanted to know who I was and why I was here. And through the process, I found this divine creation, this divine ability to communicate. And I want other people to have the same thing. I want you to have the same thing. If the world, if we all, the humanity, if we all had this gift, if we all could learn this and knew it was possible, which is truly how the world is going to be and where it's shifting, it's just a matter of, are you going to choose to, who's going to choose to shift and who's not going to choose to shift. That's truly what's happening in our world right now. And it's not about looking outside of you for your answers, because there's so much confusion going on in the world. There's 6 generations on this planet, more people than ever before. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot to distract us. But if we can just move from this internal guidance, when we can just really live from within ourselves, it narrows down and helps us focus on really truly what's important to us. If you'd like to learn more, there's a link in the description below. You can register for the masterclass, or if you're really relating to what I'm saying and you just want to jump into the program, click the link and choose your option. The solo option, the option to learn with others, or the super fast, accelerated option of me helping you really set these foundations up in 3 days period of time. And if you're outside of the US and Canada, I got you too. You know, I think it's important to understand that we need to make sure that no soul is left behind through these rapid changes that are happening within the world. And that's my mission. Let's leave no soul left behind. Anyway, thank you for watching this video and joining me, and I certainly do hope to meet with you soon. And I hope that you found the information in here incredibly valuable to you. I know that it feels good to get it out. It feels good to step into my purpose and really help people understand and heal those layers of false beliefs that are blocking your ability to access your divine guidance. And let me tell you, healing is a beautiful gift we give ourselves. And it's not meant to hurt. Healing is not meant to hurt. If it's hurting and it's painful and it's tormenting, those are your indications that it's just not the right way. You're just not doing it the right way. And I know there's a lot of information out there that's guiding people in this direction. And honestly, when I look at it, and if I weren't where I am right now, and I saw that stuff, I'd be scared to death, and I'd say, to hell with that. I'm not healing anything. This is bad enough. I don't want to go through that. But remember, healing is to make you better, is to get rid of something. Like when you heal from a cold, you as you start to heal, you start to lessen the symptoms, right? Same thing. That frustration, that pain, and everything else, that's when you know that you're not well. And as you begin to heal, it's a beautiful thing, because all of that other stuff, all those symptoms start to lessen, and you start to feel better. That's why we heal. We heal to feel better. Nothing about spirituality. And in spirituality is your relationship with your divine guidance. Nothing there hurts. This relationship that I'm offering, that you have available for me to show you my path, it doesn't hurt. And it's not vengeful. It's probably the most beautiful relationship I've ever had in my entire life. They never leave you. They're constantly guiding you. They love you to death. They let you make mistakes, and they pick you back up. They teach you. They teach you how to live your life to the fullest from the inside. From the inside. And they help you understand the choices and decisions that you make that aren't serving you. And they help you make better choices. And that's all internal guidance. And it's truly the most magnificent thing that you will ever experience in your entire life. So, I think I'm done now. There's probably more things that I want to say, which I'll probably get to on another live event. But I want to thank you for watching this video, and for taking the time out. And really, I hope to meet you. I hope to assist you in any way I possibly can in this beautiful journey that you are on in life, because it truly is and can be one of the most beautiful things you've ever experienced. But you have to find that within yourself. And it's possible. It's possible for everybody. I hope you have a good evening. Take care.